Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this EverBrite COB Rechargeable folding work light. So this is provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost anything extra. So let's get this open. Here we have a brochure that shows some of the other products. We have a thank you card, and here we have a manual. So we have an overview of the product. So this shows the different parts. We have a COB light, LED light, magnetic base, tripod hole, LED switch, COB switch, charge port, output port, power indicator. Here we have the specs. It's a 2000 mAh lithium battery. Max brightness is 1200 lumens. Max runtime is 2 hours. Maximum beam distance is 60 meters. So this has 6 modes. It has warm light, cold and warm light, cold light, red strobe, and off. The bottom LED light has 3 modes. It has white light, strobe, and off. So here we have the instructions. You can pause and read through those. So you want to short press the button to turn it on, and then short press to switch between the modes. So it has a memory function. It says under any mode. If the light's on for more than 5 seconds, you can short press the button to turn the light off. Next time you press the button, it will go on to the same mode. So to turn it off, you don't have to cycle through all the modes. It has a stepless dimming function. You long press the switch button to turn on the stepless dimming and adjust the brightness. When it's adjusted to the brightness, the light will flash once. When it's adjusted to the darkness, the light will not flash. Press and hold the button again to reverse the adjustment. There's magnetic bracket, folding handle, power indicator, and power bank. So this can act as a power bank. You can charge this up with USB, and then you can plug a device into it like a smartphone and use this as a power bank. This has a tripod mount, so you can mount it to a 1/4 tripod thread. It charges with USB Type-C. I'm guessing the cable is USB-A to USB-C. Charges in around 2 hours. Then we have some other notes there. Let's pull this out. So this has a nice solid feel to it. Stand comes up like that. Let's pull the charge cable out. Let's try charging it. So if we go to the side here, we have 2 ports. The smaller one's going to be the USB-C. Plug it in to charge. You can see the charge indicator. So there's 5 charge indicators, and the 5th one is flashing. So it's charging up that last 20%. And it's currently charging at 1.25 amps. So that can vary depending on state of charge of the light. So we can open up the other side here, and we can see that USB-A port to use as a power bank. So this opens up 180 degrees. If we pull out here, we have a carabiner. So you can clip that onto something. We have 3 magnets here, tripod thread. You can kind of see the shape here that the battery is likely in here. It looks like it uses an 18650 cell. Let's turn this on. So that would be the warm light. This would be the warm and cool. So this is a wider light. Press it again, we have cool light. Next we have red strobe, and off. And I'm showing these here in the brightness. I am going to show these with the light off, obviously. So here is the front light. We have regular, strobe, and off. So let's turn this on, and we'll hold this down. Now it's dimming. So we're at the lowest level. Hold it down again. And we're going to go to the highest level. So it flashed when it's at the highest level. Let's turn this light on. Let's hold this down. And that's at the lowest level. Now we're at the highest level. So you have the stepless dimming on either of the modes here. That's a really nice feature. That can give you really good runtime. So you could use this if you're working on an appliance and you want a really bright light, or you could also use this as a tent light if you want just a really dim light. So let's test this out in the dark. So I currently have my camera and the light about 4 foot from the wall. Let's see what the light looks like that it casts. So I'm going to turn on the side light. So here's the COB, and this is on full brightness. So I'll hold this down. And this is the dimmest mode. So you can see that is on. There's the difference there. And you can see it's a very even light. I'll turn it back up to the brightest light. And it's a very even light. There's just a slight band at the edge, but it's a nice round circle there. So this is the warm color. Let's go to, this is the whiter color here. And this is the cooler color. And here's the red light. So this has not as distinctive a banding around the edge. But this would be very good at night when you don't want to blow out your night vision. Let's go to that red strobe. I don't know that the red strobe is going to, it does show up a little bit here. So let's turn the other light on. So here is the end light, the spotlight. Now you can kind of see the bracket here, so I'll pull the bracket out of the way. And I'm holding it up a little closer here. You can see that bright spot. It looks a little more distinct on camera than it is in person, but you do have a bright spot in the middle, and then it has kind of a dimmer halo around it. So you can see as I pull it back, it kind of focuses a little different. So there's the strobe mode and off. I do want to point out that you can't do both at the same time, so here is the side cob, and here's the spotlight, and it switches back and forth between them. So now I'll cut to some other clips testing this light. Okay, we're at the engine bay of my Subaru Outback, and I'm in my garage, and there's a light on off to the side, and I can see a little bit of my engine bay here, but it's very dark. I can't really do much in here. So let's turn the side cob light on here, and you can see that light. So this is on the warm light. Here is the white light, and here's the cool light. So I really like that white light there. It's very bright. Now there are a couple ways we can mount this. The hood on this Subaru is aluminum, so I can't stick it anywhere on the hood, but it has a latch that's made of metal, so I can attach it with the magnet there. So I've turned on a really bright light in my garage so you can see it. It's magneted here. Now this also has that carabiner, so we can split it open and place it on here. Now this could wobble around a little bit, but if you're not touching it, it's very steady. You can see I'm stop touching it, and we have great light with that. So I really like that it has the hook for that, and this has a lot of light here. Now let's turn it down all the way. So here we're on the low mode. It's hard to tell what it's coming through like on camera. There is some brightness here. If you're diagnosing a problem, you're definitely going to want brighter light, but you don't necessarily need it on the brightest light. Now here I have it on the ground as if I had a flat tire. It's shining at the tire. This is on the super bright mode. Here it is on the lowest mode. And I actually do have light coming in from behind. But even on this lowest mode, I think you probably have plenty of light to change a tire if you've done it before and you know what you're doing. Okay, so here I'm standing at the end of my 50-foot driveway, and I'll turn the spotlight on. So here we can see projected against the garage doors. Now I'll hold the power button down. And this is on the lowest mode. You can see it just a little bit there. So if you're walking through the dark woods at night on this low mode, you could probably see a lot, especially if your eyes are adjusted to the dark. But if you need more detail, you can turn it on to that brightest mode. Now this is the floodlight, the side cob light, and this lights up the whole driveway. Now we also have the red light. Let's turn that on the flash mode, and here I have it between the two garage doors, and it's very visible from far away. So if you're changing a flat tire or something on the highway, you could turn that on to alert people that you're pulled over. So this light also has a tripod thread. So here I have a tripod. I can thread this in here, and I can point this up, and now I can aim this wherever I want. So if you're doing painting or something, you can turn this on and use it kind of like a painting light, or for some other work, you can direct the light exactly where you want it. Along the same lines as you could use something like this clamp mount, and you have the light here and you can clamp that to a surface. So having that tripod thread on there adds a lot of versatility. So that's the EverBrite COB Rechargeable Folding Work Light. I really like the versatility of this work light. With this base like this, you can set it at different angles to point the light right at your work. And I do want to point out, when you have this at 90 degrees, it will tip forward. So you want to have it back at least one notch. Of course, you could put a weight on here if you needed to have it at an angle that's further than 90 degrees. Or if you had a magneted surface, you could magnet it too. But if you're working on a car or something, you could have this on the ground pointing up at your work, and it gives you that nice wide light. But this also has a spotlight on it, so if you need to get into a detailed area, you can shine that light in. So a light like this would be great in a toolbox, but it'd also be good for a repair kit in a car. But it's versatile enough that you could use it in like a power outage. You could turn this light on and then dim it, and you can get a longer runtime out of it and have a little bit of ambient light to get you through a power outage. So along with that base, it also has that carabiner so you can hang it from something, and we have that 1/4-20 thread so you can mount it on a tripod. So if you're looking for a very versatile work light, I think this is a great option. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.